Hey guys, it's Friday, and I didn't film a video earlier today because instead I decided to go see Titanic in theaters. That's right, 3D in theaters for the first time for me in theaters. I've seen it like multiple times on the DVD, whatever. Yeah, and I love the movie. Don't judge me. So today I want to talk about why I'm fascinated by the story of the Titanic. It's not just the movie. Before the movie, I was the Titanic is a really fascinating story, and I feel like I used to read about it a lot from even a decently young age, which is kind of maybe weird. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like we all are very fascinated by things like this. So Titanic, the Holocaust, I used to read so much. Anne Frank's diary, but then I would read there were several other things and some TV, movies and stuff that I watched, and I was, fascinated with it. And it's the same thing, I think, with the story about the murder of Mary Phagan and the hanging or lynching of Leo Frank. See the musical Parade, if you don't know about that. So, why am I morbidly fascinated with these, terrible stories about, death? And two cases especially, mass horrible death. Well, this is my theory, working theory. It's that you get these terrible situations, and it's it's a pressure cooker where the root of humanity comes out, and you see it coming out in terrible the most terrible ways that it can come out, and the most root evil that we have inside of us, and the most root goodness as well. And I guess it fascinates me the way that people can either come out and in that type of horrible crises be rise above, and beautiful crazy stories that make you cry every time you see it in the movie, the band playing till the end, and thinking about the captain standing in the room going down with his ship, and I don't know, it just makes me cry every time. Or the same stories in the Holocaust, and you think of all of the just crazy daring, putting your own life at stake to actually do what is right and what is good in the midst of all horrible things. And then the alternative, people who don't, and then what causes the difference. And see, this is where you see I should have been a psychology major or sociology major or something, because that's what fascinates me. What changes, where the root is that makes people go one way or the other, which, I have multiple, thinkings for that, but also the mass effect that happens in those type of situations. What causes a mass of people to stand by and watch people being murdered, or what causes the group thinking pressure in a situation with Leo Frank to put that type of pressure to murder debatable innocent man. And what goes on? And then also with Titanic, the Titanic, which fascinates me, is all of the factors, all of the little pieces that if this had been different, maybe more people could have been saved. Just little things, if they hadn't been going as fast, if they'd actually had enough lifeboats, if the people hadn't had their Morse code thing off, if the list goes on of things. And when you get down to it, a lot of root pride is happening there with that story, and just all the layers of what causes that, and it fascinates me. I would love to study it and write papers on it, and that's weird, but I love it. I don't know, it's just a great, what's the word, thesis of human nature, I guess, because you get the pressure cooker of these crisis situations, and it's fascinating to me the factors that play into developing situations like that, and the factors that play into how people react in that So, I've rambled for a really long time. So, I'm just going to stop there because I'm not planning on editing because I went to see Titanic and that's a 3-hour movie and then some. Peace out. I'll see you next week.